A real concern is the buildup of snow right here in front of the calving barn. And so before calving begins, now we're still a couple months out, we won't calve until mid-April. We want to make sure this pen is cleaned down, right down to dirt level. Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful January day, hazy but warm, unusually warm. And what we're doing today has become, well, basically our new almost daily job. You can see I'm climbing in the tractor. Our new daily job is plowing snow. And you can see, looking at the yard around me, we've got some pretty serious piles of snow. And that's because we have been dealing with these little snowstorms. You know, it seems like 5-6 inches at a time. Really on less than a week between storms. And the result is, I feel like I'm spending all my time either plowing snow with the tractor, like today, or with the snow blower. Today we're not going to use the snow blower. You can see it sitting behind the 50/50 in the pole barn. Because we'll be out cleaning pastures today. I cleaned the driveway yesterday. So it's just like full-time work this winter. I can't remember a winter in which we've plowed this much snow and gone through this much fuel. So the upside of this weather is that it's really warm for January. This is the first January so far, the weather guys tell us, in recorded history that we've not had temperatures below zero yet in January. It's unseasonably warm with amazing amounts of snow. We set a record in December for monthly snowfall, and I would guess that January is coming pretty close too. Good for the cows, mild weather, but just it's getting old. I've spent more time in the cab of a tractor than I can ever remember, and shoveling makes me regret having all those decks on the house. So somewhere under there is a manure pile. It looks mostly like snow, but you can see the shavings and the horse manure from the stall that Dawn brings out and dumps here. And I'll continue to pile these up. There, you can see as I dig into it, there's plenty of manure in that pile. And, you know, it's surprisingly, as cold as it is out here, that pile is still warm underneath there. And so it's still breaking down the horse manure. So by the time we plant this spring, this will be some really good stuff, fertilizer for our fields. So part of the reason for this level of cleaning out here is what's coming when this eventually starts to melt. Because you can see this whole hillside below the big barn drains in the direction of the calving barn. And that's why we want to keep this area cleaned. You know, the slope is that direction toward the ditch and the road over there. And then around this corner through the steer pen where we're fattening the steers, off in that direction where you see those trees, we want to make sure this pen is cleaned down, right down to dirt level, so that we don't get flooding into the pen itself when it starts melting. In this climate, we don't really get significant melting most years until March. So we've got plenty of time, but we want to stay ahead of it by keeping these big piles pushed off in the directions that we've moved them. You see the height of these piles. This is actually the manure pile that you saw me pushing from within the cab. But beyond it, those are all snow piles, and they'll drain down through the horse pasture that direction. Dawn's out playing with her favorite toy, her skid steer. It's a nice warm day, and she really never uses it in the winter, because with these tracks, it slips and slides a lot more than the four-wheel drive tractors. But every once in a while, you gotta just have fun in January. So while we're out here, be a good time to feed bales, because you can see the cows are out of hay.
What was that? That was a big old beller, huh?
What's up, Bart? So where's this bale from?
I guess it's from Ashley's. I don't know.
Looks pretty green on the end. So you can see the cows are looking a little bit wet here because it's raining today. We're having what for us is a pretty unusual January thaw. It was over 30 yesterday, supposed to be 35 degrees today and tomorrow. We're supposed to get some snow, a little bit, not much. So it makes me a little nervous to see the cows damp like this. But they're all in real good shape. And they've got that undercoating of fur that protects them as long as we don't get a high wind. And you can see their windbreak looks fine. There's a lot of bedding over there, so they're in pretty good shape. That's Bart. He thinks he's a pet. Hey, Bart. That's Dookie. He was born way late after everybody else. So he's pretty small. He's going to end up going through 2 winters before we figure out what happens to him.